Hello and welcome back to the world of the spirit consciousness. So let us straight away look at the summary of the book of Science of Emotions. So this section has been subdivided. There's a need to understand emotions. We'll discuss about that. The attraction and revulsion form the base of all emotions. The type of emotion and relationship with the object of emotion, and a tabular analysis of the genesis of emotions. So let us first understand the need to understand emotions. So we have already discussed the need to keep the physical body clean by food, drink, hygiene, etc. to make training the astral body a little easier. This applies with more emphasis to the mental body. By utilizing the mind and will, one can gain complete mastery of passions, emotions, and the wishes of the astral body. So detailed study of the psychology of emotion is extremely helpful for people of various natures. Also, when you understand a force completely along with its origin and nature, it is much easier to control it. To understand this, the writer thoroughly recommends a detailed study of the principles described in the Science of Emotions, which is an expert study by Bhagwan Das. Another masterwork is written by Ms. K. Browning in her book An Epitome of the Science of Emotions. So, coming to the attraction and revulsion forming the base of all emotions. So, the entire manifested existence can be divided into the self, the not self, and the relationship between the two. This relationship has three parts to it: cognition, which is jnanam, desire, which is ichcha, and action, which is the kriya. So to know, to wish for, and to do or act make up the entirety of conscious life. So there are two types of emotions: pleasurable, which is essentially the feeling of wanting more and it creates attraction or love, which is called as the raga, or the other one is painful, which is the feeling of less, it creates aversion and it's about hate. It is also called the dvesh. So all love emotions arise from attraction and all hate emotions from aversion, and sometimes both arise in different levels of intensity. So, the type of emotion and the relationship with the object of emotions. So, furthermore, the exact nature of a specific emotion is decided by the relationship between the one who feels the emotion and the object which caused the emotion. As long as the situations connected with the specific emotions are concerned, the person experiencing the emotion may be greater than, equal to, or less than the object. So, following this analysis, there are six possible kinds of emotion elements. Each of these emotion elements have different levels of intensity. The entire spectrum of human emotions comprises of one or usually two or more of these six emotion elements combined together. The student must read the aforementioned thesis to get a detailed explanation of the basic principles given above, and they won't be disappointed with the strenuous efforts they put in. The types and subtypes of emotions are presented in the following table. So coming to this tabular analysis of genesis of emotions. So looking at first the emotion called love, with someone who is superior, the primary emotion element over here is reverence. The degrees of emotion can vary from worship, adoration, reverence, and esteem. If it is for an equal, one would have affection, and the degrees of emotion are affection, comradeship, friendliness, and politeness. For someone who is inferior, the primary emotion is benevolence, and the degrees of emotion that one would feel would vary from compassion, tenderness, kindness to pity. Coming to the other part, for when you have hate for someone superior, the primary emotion is of fear, and the degrees of emotion can be horror, dread, fear, or apprehension. For someone who is an equal, the primary emotion is anger. So the various degrees of emotion could be hostility, rudeness, aversion, coldness, or aloofness. For someone whom a person perceives as inferior, the primary emotion element is that of pride or tyranny, and it may appear as scorn, disdain, contempt, or superciliousness, whatever. So, having seen the tabular analysis of the genesis of emotion, we come to an end of the summary of book on the science of emotions. In our next video, we'll be looking at the book on the collective or crowd consciousness. Stay tuned.